Tension is rising in Burkina Faso, and it's not just due to the increasing jihadist insurgency that continues to plague the country. The latest storm brewing involves coup plot allegations against the junta, just as the government faces harsh criticism for its handling of a deadly jihadi massacre. But what exactly is happening behind the scenes in this West African nation? Let's dive deep into the situation and unravel the complexities that are shaping Burkina Faso's current predicament. Coup plots are not unheard of in Burkina Faso's turbulent political landscape. The country has seen its fair share of military takeovers, and this latest allegation follows a pattern that has repeated itself over the years. Recently, whispers of a planned coup surfaced, putting the junta on the defensive. These accusations are nothing new in a country where political unrest and military coups are part of the national narrative. However, this time, the accusations come at a time when internal and external pressures on the government are mounting like never before. But how credible are these accusations? And more importantly, what impact could they have on an already fragile government? In response to the coup allegations, Burkina Faso's military junta wasted no time in coming out with a strong, unified front. They categorically denied any truth to the rumors, calling them baseless and false. In their official statement, the junta framed these accusations as a deliberate attempt to destabilize the government during a period of crisis. It's not hard to see why they are taking these accusations so seriously. The junta, which rose to power with promises of bringing stability to the country, is now finding itself under increasing scrutiny, both at home and abroad. According to their narrative, these rumors are part of a coordinated effort to weaken their authority and sow further discord in the country. But despite their best efforts to control the narrative, the timing of these allegations has raised several eyebrows. What makes these allegations even more suspicious is the timing. They come just as the junta is facing severe criticism over its handling of a jihadi massacre that shocked the nation. Could the timing of these coup plot accusations be a mere coincidence, or is there a more strategic, politically motivated reason behind the timing? Some analysts suggest that these accusations could very well be a diversion tactic aimed at distracting both the local population and the international community from the government's failure to adequately respond to the growing jihadist threat. It's a theory that cannot be easily dismissed, especially when looking at the larger political landscape in Burkina Faso. The jihadi massacre that recently rocked Burkina Faso is part of a long string of violent attacks by jihadist insurgents. The village of Pama was targeted, with civilians bearing the brunt of the brutality. Families were torn apart, homes were destroyed, and lives were lost in a matter of hours. The government, specifically the junta, has been criticized for its delayed and inadequate response to the massacre, which some say allowed the militants to carry out such heinous acts without facing significant resistance. Locally, the outcry has been immense. People are demanding answers, and the pressure on the junta to take decisive action has never been greater. On the international front, various human rights organizations have condemned the massacre and have called on the Burkinabe government to do more to protect its civilian population. However, the international community's voice, though loud, has done little to change the situation on the ground. The insurgent attacks are becoming more frequent, and the government seems to be losing control over large swaths of the country. This is not the first time the junta has been criticized for its handling of the security situation, but it certainly seems to be the most severe crisis it has faced to date. Burkina Faso's political history is riddled with military coups, each reshaping the nation's political landscape in ways that have left deep scars. Since gaining independence from France in 1960, the country has experienced numerous military interventions, often spurred by internal instability, poverty, and corruption. Leaders in Burkina Faso have frequently used political instability as a pretext for seizing power, promising reforms and security that often never materialized. The current junta rose to power in a similar fashion, toppling the previous government under the guise of restoring order. However, like many of its predecessors, this junta is now finding itself caught in a web of political uncertainty and rising discontent among the population. Past military regimes in Burkina Faso have all had their unique dynamics, But one commonality remains. None have succeeded in achieving long-term stability. From Captain Thomas Sankara's revolutionary leadership to Blaise Compaoré's authoritarian rule, each regime left a profound mark on the nation, but failed to address the underlying issues of insecurity and political corruption. The question now is whether the current junta can break this cycle, or if it will suffer the same fate as those that came before it. This brings us to the internal power struggles that have long plagued Burkina Faso's elite political and military class. Power in Burkina Faso is often concentrated among a select group of military and political elites, and these individuals frequently engage in covert and overt power struggles to maintain their influence. These internal conflicts have historically weakened the nation from within, creating fertile ground for insurgent activities. With the latest coup plot allegations coming to light, it raises the question, is this the result of a power struggle among the elite? Could internal dissent within the military be contributing to the current instability? Such questions are increasingly being asked by analysts and political observers alike. Over the years, Burkina Faso has become a hotbed of jihadist activity, primarily fueled by the spillover of conflict from neighboring Mali. What started as isolated incidents of insurgent activity has now morphed into a full-blown jihadist insurgency. Initially, the insurgents targeted military outposts and government officials. However, as their strength and influence grew, they began attacking civilian populations with increasing frequency and brutality. The jihadist threat now looms large over the entire Sahel region, and Burkina Faso is at the center of this escalating conflict. The junta has been keen to demonstrate that they are taking the jihadist threat seriously. They've deployed additional troops to the most affected regions, increased surveillance, and enhanced intelligence-sharing efforts with neighboring countries. Military offensives have been launched, but these actions have yielded mixed results. While some jihadist cells have been weakened, the insurgency continues to pose a grave threat to national security. The recent massacre in Pama is a stark reminder that more needs to be done to protect civilians and restore order in the country. Before we continue, don't forget to hit that like button if you're finding this discussion informative. We cover a range of issues affecting Africa and the world, and we'd love for you to join the conversation. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. Leave a comment below. What do you think about Burkina Faso's current political situation? Your thoughts matter, and we want to hear from you. Burkina Faso has also sought international help in tackling the insurgents. The country has partnered with neighboring nations and global powers like France and the United States to receive military aid, training, and intelligence support. Despite these partnerships, the effectiveness of international aid has been called into question. Critics argue that external involvement, while necessary, has not done enough to curtail the jihadist threat. Furthermore, Burkina Faso's reliance on foreign military assistance has also sparked debates over sovereignty and the potential long-term consequences of such partnerships. Looking ahead, where does Burkina Faso go from here? The junta has outlined an ambitious vision for the country, which includes eradicating jihadism and bringing stability to the nation. But can they deliver on these promises? The ongoing security challenges, coupled with the internal political strife, make this a daunting task. The reality is that the junta faces pressure on multiple fronts, and navigating these challenges will require a delicate balancing act. The junta is in a precarious position. Not only do they face external threats from jihadist groups, but internal dissent is also growing. Allegations of coup plots, criticism over their handling of security, and the growing pressure from the international community all place the junta on a tightrope. The coming months will be crucial in determining whether the junta can hold on to power and restore some semblance of stability, or if Burkina Faso will continue to slide deeper into chaos. Burkina Faso stands at a crucial juncture. The jihadist threat, coup allegations, and public dissatisfaction create an intricate web of challenges for the junta. While they have pledged to restore stability, it remains to be seen whether they can rise above these obstacles or if the nation will continue to grapple with insecurity and political unrest. The next few months will be critical in shaping the future of Burkina Faso, either toward peace or further chaos. If you found this analysis insightful, Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on the latest developments in Burkina Faso and across Africa. Your engagement helps us bring more content like this, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on this pressing issue. Let us know in the comments below.